hopefully you can fucking hear me. Maybe I should have put my AirPods in, but I think that's not safe for driving. I just wanted to talk about AI for a second. We're going from cybercrime to AI. These are my favorite topics. And I just was thinking about how, prompts are very interesting. It doesn't have to be a good prompt either. It's almost really more fun to put random shit in, right, carelessly, and see what happens. This generative stuff, don't even get me started, bitch. Don't even get me started. People don't like modern art, and this is probably why they don't like it, because a lot of people don't like the AI stuff either. Dude, that Jackson Pollock stuff that's the first LLM art. Probably not. Obviously, it's not the first, but it's like the first of its kind. I think that shit's AI generated. It's not AI generated, maybe, but it's definitely generated. It's mathematically generated, and that's what AI is, right? The artificial part of the intelligence. And math's not bad. I used to really hate math when I was a kid, because I was like, I'm not good at this, and that means I'm going to be fucking failure in life, and it was true. Not anymore. It's okay now, because everyone's doing their jobs. But what was I fucking saying? So art, I think it's interesting. I think AI makes art. Don't even get me started. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the prompts and the society. And the prompts are very interesting. It's sometimes more fun to see what happens when you put junk in. And see what happens. That's what slop is. But, maybe not everything you do is intentional, but that's part of the art, Listen, don't come at me with... I'll fight all day with this art stuff. In a court of law, I would win, because this is what an art degree is for, is to make claims about your degree, about your field of study, and I'm going to make a claim about my field of study and say AI art is art. I keep saying that's not what this video is about, but it's part of the story, I guess. So I was thinking about a recent conspiracy. I'm not going to say who said it, but this is not going to be edited, so I have to... I don't know what I'm doing, but there's a recent conspiracy video that I watched where, the pictures in the magazine, there was no photo credit, there was only an AI prompt that someone... I don't know if they credited who made the prompt, but the prompt was credited. Which I think is interesting, but they did not like it. And it was also like a beauty ad, so it was like beautiful woman with perfect proportions and beautiful hair and like all this stuff. And honestly, even if they just wrote woman with hair, like looking at a model, like they would have gotten the same image, because the AI has a bias towards the aesthetically pleasing, or the tonally pleasing, or whatever, the average is pleasing, but it's not even the average. It's like, it's what it's trained on, and if you're trying to train it to be usable, you're probably going to put more nice looking stuff in it than bad looking stuff. But the reason I bring this up is because it was talked about, like, people are gonna, little girls are gonna look at this thing and be like, why don't I look AI? I already think that. I've always said that. Why am I not AI? Why don't I look AI? I would love to be... There's nothing better in life than looking more beautiful, right? I don't know. It can't hurt. So... it reminds me of this whole like thing that people were saying about the 90s a few days ago, or not a few days ago, like for the past few years ago, I'd say starting like 2016, maybe a little bit earlier than that, BuzzFeed era. It's where the BuzzFeed era, where like everyone started talking about how like mistreated they were in the early 2000s and in the 90s, right? It hasn't stopped really, but because of the paparazzi, right? The paparazzi, and then the magazines, they'd be calling everyone fat. Everyone's fat. That was their thing back then, was everyone's fat. And so people would be influenced negatively. And so they're like, oh my God, this AI stuff, that's definitely negatively going to influence young women, young men too. I mean, even the men are going crazy. I mean, they probably were going crazy back then too, but I don't know if they showed it like that. But I don't know anything about the man trauma of the early 2000s. I don't know what their struggle was. Like, they should talk about it more if they want me to know. Maybe it was like war. It was like the war. It was like George Bush. What was I gonna say? Yeah, well, and I think there's a lot of merit to that theory. I think people are worse now, way worse than they were probably in the 90s. Like, the things that people say, like, and the way, like, everyone is trying to, like, I don't know, they're trying to, like, get in everyone's business, stalk them online, like, talk to them online, like, all these, like, influencers and celebrities that are very online. I don't know, man, their life must suck, dude. Not suck, but it can't be, I mean, I don't know, it's a little, I don't know. I just think about the whole Britney Spears situation, and it's like, that is really sad. But I think people, and people get very upset about it. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to her. Paparazzi, evil monsters. And it's like, we're doing the same. I mean, I don't think anyone learned anything. I think it got so much worse. Not that, I mean, she didn't kill herself, but like, I don't know, people they go crazy. So these people just like nitpicking at you. Fucking everything's a problem, you know? I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's the video. I don't know. What the fuck was I gonna say? I had like some kind of point. Oh, I know what my point was. Okay, I think all this stuff that I'm talking about, the too much beauty, you know, like it's biased for things that are aesthetically pleasing. So I feel like people think that's boring. And it is, I guess, in some ways. Like, they're only trained on like the most nice stuff, and it's not all of the stuff. And when I guess you're a human, you're just like, man, like most of it's like garbage. So and then you express that, right? Because you don't have the same training, weights, and all that stuff. Like, you're getting everything because of everything around you, I guess. I don't know. We just naturally we just like pop out and start observing things. It's free, right? I mean, it's free. I came here for free, essentially, right? With the robot, I mean, it takes a lot of money to make a robot, right? You can't just pop one out. That's what Elon Musk wants. That's what I want in some ways. I do want robots to be popping out. But why am I talking about this? Yeah, so everything's pretty aesthetically pleasing right now. I get that it's boring. I get that's why people don't like it, and that's why it's not art, and that's why it sucks, and that's why it's slop. And I know you're thinking like, oh, you think like Tung Tung Sohor is aesthetically pleasing, and I'm like, I mean, he looks like a fucking Disney character. I mean, it doesn't look badly drawn. Nothing that the AI makes is like badly drawn unless you ask for it, you know, like, and then even then it's got like, it's pretty good. It's not like how a person badly draws something. So, but, you know, this is my theory, is that it's not going to be like this for long. I think we'll be able to get more realism with this AI stuff, and it's maybe not going to be more intentional, but I think it'll be more like generative, like it'll be more generative of everything that's happening versus just the really aesthetically pleasing data that it's being constantly fed, you know. I don't know, and maybe we'll decide that it likes the pretty thing more, but I think the pretty thing will have more range, like how when you look at a person, you look at a group of women or whatever, you know, they're all beautiful, but they're all beautiful in their own way. That's unique. Even if they have a doppelganger, it's still like unique, I guess. I guess the AI stuff's not because it's pulling from like the same facial features a lot for the different races. It's like, you know, you start getting the same face, start getting iPhone face, you know. And people do that to themselves as well. They all want the same face, but then people are like, oh, but she looked like this before, you know. Sometimes they're like, she looks snatched, but they're okay with that. When you've had a fucked up time, when you're old, you know, or you had like a rough childhood or something like that, and then you get a snatched look, they're like, it's okay. She deserves it. It's fine. They're not all like that. But, yeah. So I could keep going, but let's just end it here. So my conclusion is that prompts are interesting because while it's not intentional, it's rolling the dice of it's the rolling of the dice. It's the fucking putting the holes in the paint bucket and letting it fly. You know, it's like that's what it is. I don't know what that is. Free will, maybe, I don't know, but I know that's considered art because there's precedents for that, right? So prompts are interesting, and there is something real about it and artistic about it that exists. But people, of course, people are using it for evil, right? And they, you know, they want to. I don't know. People are kind of evil, man. They're so mean on the internet, and they're so mean, and they just continue to be mean, and then they get mean. They're mean at people that were mean, and then they're mean to others, and it's a whole mess. And I don't know why they can't just shut the fuck up sometimes. But with those Reddit people, they're real crazy, dude. I don't even know what's wrong with them. But anyway, tangent. Okay, so the prompts are interesting, right? And then they use it to put fake images of fake women in these beauty magazines that are already notorious for setting unrealistic standards and making people want to fucking kill themselves. And but I think it's valid art. I think it's a valid art thing to put in the magazine, but it does make people feel bad about themselves. And it's even crazier now because it is a fake person. Like, at least if it's a real person that's airbrushed, you're like, oh, that could be me. But if it's AI, it's like, fuck, man, that person, like, that's like, that is the peak of like aesthetically pleasing, right? Like, because the AI is biased towards these things. It's got a lot of, they're not feeding it ugly stuff, they're feeding it all pretty stuff. Good music, good art, beautiful people, beautiful landscapes, all that. So the bad parts are very minimal. parts that are mistakes, the parts that you don't like about yourself, those don't show up as much, I guess, in these models. But my conclusion is that don't worry, I think very soon they're going to get more realistic, as in just like a person absorbs everything. I think they're going to absorb more, and the type of product that you'll get from it is going to be more, it's going to be more unique every time, I think. Maybe not every time,